Hey, I'm Lena from Infected Rain, and you're listening to Brutally Delicious Podcast.
Thanks for joining us. I guess we could start with, let's talk about you did a tour here recently, right? With Butcher Babies?
Yes.
What was it like touring in this odd world we live in now, and how did that go?
Well, it was a very unique tour, not just because it happened during COVID, but also because it was our first US tour. Mm-hmm. And it's something we've been waiting for so long and working on for so long that honestly, everything else was kind of blurry. It didn't really matter because we were here. So it was just really something we wanted to do for a while. It wasn't possible because we used to be an independent band for 10 years. Right. And then as soon as we signed with the label, almost right away, COVID happened, like a year difference, basically. Right. COVID happened. And that specific year, 2020, was supposed to be a very, rich year for us. And right. Our first US tour was actually scheduled in 2020. So when it actually finally happened, although with a different lineup and different tour completely, we were just happy about it. And all the other problems and issues didn't matter as much, I guess.
Yeah, sort of secondary. How did the tour go? Did it go pretty well?
Yes, it went well. Going back to your question regarding COVID, obviously there were certain little situations here and there, and sure. Some fans weren't happy with the rules of the club, and stuff like that. I hope everybody understands it's not up to the band. We are just touring. We are not putting any rules and stuff like that. That was a little bit, tricky to deal with. Also, certain clubs had certain capacities. They couldn't sell more tickets than they are allowed, although there was a lot of space and stuff like that. But in general, all in all, it was very good. Yeah, people understand, they're respectful, we were trying to be as safe as possible, wearing masks, keeping distance.
In order to keep it going, for sure.
Yeah.
So let's talk The Devil's Dozen. Then that came out Friday, I believe, right?
Yes, it did on the 26th. It's still on, actually. We chose to leave it on for 8 days because it kind of came out around Thanksgiving, and a lot of people are spending time with families. So we decided to leave it on. So it's still on, technically.
What's been the response to it so far?
Oh my God, it's incredible. People crying, people.
Really?
Yeah, people writing messages to us and saying, that's why we love you so much. Well, because it came out it's a documentary that talks about the history of the band, the 13 years on stage. And also it's a show. It's a huge, huge show, something we never did before. Right. And people are already asking if it's going to be available in a physical form somehow. Everybody loved it. I even cried so many times, although I've seen it while editing and doing stuff to it, Yeah, it's a very emotional one.
So what's the answer to that then? Is it going to be available in some kind
Eventually, yes. Eventually it will be. We don't know when because we have so much new material to give to people. Right. So I don't know, maybe in a year or something, we will consider to have it on physical form.
Okay.
Everybody at our label, our manager, they agree totally. They loved it too. So they're we definitely have to have this in Blu-ray.
Okay. So new album is January 7th, and I hope I don't butcher this, but Ecdysis? Ecdysis. Okay.
I understand it's not a very common word. It's more used in science and biology.
So now that it's done, complete, and ready to be released to the world, how do you feel about it? And are you satisfied with the way it turned out?
Oh, I'm very satisfied. But I'm like that with every single album normally, because I know we do our best, and we never just we never just give up and be like, it is what it is. Here we did our best. No, it's not like that. We really polish every single thing in it, and not the actual like literal polish, not to the point where it sounds like it's not even real.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we do like it a little bit, dirty here and there, some sound wise, and like it has to be as real as possible. But when I say polish, I mean making sure that it delivers what we initially wanted to deliver through lyrics and music, So yeah, for sure. We are very excited to finally give it to people.
And so when you're writing, are you guys like writing all together, or are you writing, I guess with this pandemic, since you're maybe farther away, are you sending things back and forth? Or are you doing like the traditional sense
of
writing?
Composing or recording?
Actually writing, and composing, I guess.
Composing, yeah. So composing, no, we compose on a distance all the time. I live in America for past 6 years, so we've been working remotely when it comes to that a lot. The only difference with the pandemic is that we even recorded a lot of things remotely as well and rehearsed. But before that, yes, we are always composing remotely, no matter what, because we don't compose only when we have to. We compose when we are inspired. Right. So we don't really wait for, oh shit, we need a new album, let's sit down and compose it.
You always got stuff going.
Yeah.
Did you find that you were able to take advantage of all that downtime to actually, I guess, spend more time writing, or did that not work out that way?
It did, but eventually, not right away. I won't lie, in the beginning, it was very hard on me. I was very depressed. I know a lot of musicians were, or everybody actually, not specifically musicians, but I feel like people in show business in general, even people that are behind the scenes, like labels, booking agents, crew people, and all of that world, everybody was kind of depressed because we never knew when we were going to be back on the road. It wasn't like there was a specific date and we were just waiting on it. No, it was uncertain. And the uncertainty is pretty scary.
Yeah.
So that was pretty depressing. For me specifically, COVID happened right after something really drastic, a really drastic change happened in my life on my personal level. And it was like a double punch for me, honestly. So, but, I made it like after a while of being, feeling lonely and depressed and crying and stuff like that.
Right.
After a while, with the love and support of family, band, and fans, we all put our shit together. And like, I built a vocal studio in my house. And not only I started writing way more, but also I did so many collaborations, stuff that I did collaborations before, but very rare. Right. I did so many collaborations in 2020 and half of 2021 that some of them are not out yet even,
Oh, really?
Yeah. Some of them are still in the work. I collaborated with European bands, with American bands, with independent artists as well. It was a lot of fun. But also thanks to COVID, when it was already possible to travel, and I went back to Moldova where my whole band is, thanks to COVID, we had time to put together the Devil's Dozen.
Right.
We had this idea actually for our 10th anniversary, but we were so busy touring and recording that it was just impossible, to make it happen. So I guess COVID made it happen. So there's positive. There are a lot of positive things that happened during this pandemic.
I think we're going to see a lot of that here now in the coming months, in this coming year, that a lot of people spent so much time working on stuff because they had nothing else to do, and we're gonna have like this renaissance of all different kinds of art, I think.
Yeah 100%.
You said it was Ecdysis, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So is there a message or something you want your fans to take away from after listening to Ecdysis? Or
there's no specific one message, because unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know, but I just can't, so far, at least for now, I can't see myself writing an entire album on one topic. It's not that we are trying to deliver one specific message with this one specific album. There are different topics here. There are like 2 or 3 songs about one specific situation, others about different situation. Yeah, some songs repeat the theme, but they are not really, there's so many topics in this album. I guess with Ecdysis, I just really want people to be very open-minded because it's an extremely emotional album. It's a very raw, in your face almost, more than ever. Emotional, very emotional.
Was it cathartic as well, writing it?
Oh yeah, of course. It always is, but that's good. It's, fire with fire.
Sure, but do you ever feel too vulnerable, or is there ever a point
where
maybe I should have done that?
Of course I do. I never regret though. No, if I did it, if I went for it, I went for it. I never regret it. But I do feel vulnerable, and that's part of it. It's fine. It comes with my job. That's what I do. I chose to be myself. I chose to be real. I chose to be as authentic as possible. So yeah, sometimes that has a price to pay, for sure.
So being vulnerable and putting your stuff out there for the world to get, how does it feel when somebody on the other end, listening in their car or their living room, actually gets it and, I don't know, writes to you or catches you after a show?
Yeah,
it's got to be like the amazing payoff, right?
Absolutely. That's so worth it. Every single person that gives you a feedback on that or can relate to that is priceless. And you understand that that's why you do it. You help people, you can even heal people. Some messages that we receive where people tell us that our music saved their life. That's something you don't hear every day. That's something you don't hear out of nowhere. That's genuine,
Right.
People don't just throw words like that in the air.
Right.
So of course it's insane. It's very powerful feeling.
On the same side though, you don't feel any kind of obligation to write a certain theme, right? You're just writing from yourself.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to, actually. I don't feel like, I'm not really like, a poet that just writes about everything, that is just so super talented and can rhyme everything and write about everything he sees around. I guess I found a way to express my own feelings on the paper and put them, in words. And that's what I do. I don't know if I'm good at it or bad at it, but, seem to work for many people that are listening to our music. It works for me. So that's good enough for me. I'll take it.
Yeah. So getting back to the touring for a second, what was it like being back on stage after all that time? Was it pretty crazy?
Oh yeah, it was fun. It was first week probably a little bit more nervous than ever because we kind of had to remember how to ride the bicycle. You know what I mean? Like how to get back on it, because touring is not just going on stage and singing your music or playing your instrument. Touring is a lot more than that. You have to figure it out. Okay, so we wake up at this time, we go to bed at this time, we have to load in, load out. Yes, we all have crew members and stuff, but still there's a lot of times that we need to help them. And we have to deal with this, we have to deal with that, like road this, on the road that. So there's a lot going on tour that if once you fell out of this like rhythm, you gotta like take that second to like come back to it. But it took seriously maybe 1 week to understand it. Yeah.
Like you said, riding bike again. What do you guys what do you have planned going forward from here besides the record? I think January 7th, right?
Oh yeah, before the record, actually, on December 9th, we are releasing another single with its music video. And I'm very excited because it's a very, very heavy one. And then January, we are releasing the album. But together with the album, we are also going to release another song with its music video, which is song number 4. And then February, we will go on tour and we will also release another song. So it's a lot. Every month, something is going on. So we have a lot of playthroughs to release, behind the scenes to release, besides the actual singles and music videos that we worked on.
I think the music business has sort of changed, right? There's a new model. Everybody's doing the single every 4 to 6 weeks rather than, a full record kind of thing.
Not really. It all depends. Like we've done it all. Like we've done so far, just one music video before the album, or or 5 music videos before the album. I don't know. We're not really following a specific plan.
Right.
We are just, we really wanted to film a lot of music videos for these songs because they are really hard. It was even hard to choose which one to go with. You know what I mean? Like, so we just decided to go with plenty of them. You know what I mean? And and we have a very good team on our label that agreed with us, and all they do is they are like, okay, the band, we say this is what we have, this is our plan, this is what we're going to film, blah blah blah, and they're like, okay, let's think when we can release it. So then they help us release it either before or after. They help with the schedule and stuff like that. So we don't really, it all depends if how much the band invests in the visuals. We really love filming music videos. It's almost like another side of our band, and we have very talented musicians that not only do music but also editing and like directing the music videos, so yeah.
And I think it's pretty cool too that you are going to do the full album thing with Ecdysis, because a lot of people aren't, right? A lot of people are still doing that single thing, and a lot of time and effort and even an art form goes into the sequencing of a record, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
which is like getting lost.
A lot. Mm-hmm.
How it's the mood you want to set as you're going. So
everything.
How you want it to come across.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
So yeah, I mean, I applaud you for doing that, because old school people like me, I want the full thing. I want to sit down and listen to it as you intended it to be and read liner notes and whatever.
Nice. Thank you. Yeah, I agree with you.
I think that's sort of the old school way, but people like my son's age, they just want the 99-cent single or whatever, and then move on. It's attention spans for sure. Yeah,
it's fine. We are trying to get both audience in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to nowadays, right? You have to be able to get the newer generation as well, otherwise it'll die. So
yeah, absolutely.
Did I miss anything you wanted to cover, or did we cover most of it?
Aside from the fact that February we're going on a European tour, a very big one, I want to say heads up because we are planning another US tour for the beginning of 2022.
Nice.
But yeah, other than that, I think he covered it all.
Thank you, my friend. Hope that wasn't too bad.
No, that's fine.
Awesome. Good luck. Happy holidays, and hopefully we'll catch you when you're in the States here.
Yes. Thank you so much. You have a good
be well. Thanks.
Bye.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you were.
Hello out there. Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Schwartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you.